In the tense waters of the Persian Gulf, a strange and unsettling phenomenon is emerging. Ships that shouldn't exist are suddenly on the move. These vessels are being called zombie ships. One such tanker, identified as Nabian, was recently tracked traveling toward the Gulf of Oman. But according to official maritime records, this ship had already been scrapped in Bangladesh 5 years ago. The mystery raises an obvious and troubling question: how can a ship that no longer exists still be sailing? Experts suggest these are not supernatural occurrences, but deliberate acts of deception. Zombie ships are real vessels that assume the identities of scrapped ships, using their names and registration details to operate under the radar. And Nabian is not alone. Another vessel, posing as a liquefied natural gas carrier named Jamal, was also spotted crossing the same route, despite records indicating it too had already been dismantled. This pattern points to a coordinated effort to disguise ships and evade detection. The timing of these sightings is no coincidence. The crisis around the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil transit routes, has intensified in recent weeks. Rising tensions, security threats, and repeated disruptions have made normal shipping through the strait extremely risky, forcing many vessels to delay or reroute their journeys. Naval presence in the region has increased, while fears of attacks or seizures continue to grow. Yet, with nearly 20% of the world's oil passing through this narrow passage, the pressure to keep cargo moving remains immense. Energy-dependent economies across Asia, Europe, and beyond rely heavily on uninterrupted supply from the Middle East. Even a slight disruption can send global oil prices soaring and trigger ripple effects across industries, from transportation to manufacturing. In response, some operators appear to be turning to shadow tactics, switching off tracking systems, falsifying identities, and deploying these so-called zombie ships to bypass restrictions. Tracking them has become incredibly difficult, with unclear signals and unverifiable ownership trails. Their emergence highlights a deeper reality. In a high-stakes geopolitical environment, global shipping is adapting in ways that blur the line between legal operations and covert activity, making the already volatile waters of the region even more unpredictable.
Then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.